morning, students. Today, the topic which we are going to discuss is instructional aids. Now, learning objectives of today's topic are meaning of audiovisual aids means you will be able to understand the concept or the meaning of audiovisual aids. Importance of audiovisual aid. What is the importance of audiovisual aid? Principles of audiovisual aid. What are the basic principles of using the audiovisual aids? Non-projected devices. What are the non-projected devices and what are the different non-projected devices? Now, introduction. Audio-visual aids are devices or technological medium or learning devices or aided devices that help the teacher to clarify. Means it is helping the teacher to clarify a particular concept, establish, correlate, and coordinate accurate concepts, interpretations, and enable him to make learning more complete. With the help of that, the learning of the students can be made more concrete, effective. It can be in an effective manner, interesting. The students will enjoy that learning, inspirational and meaningful. Now, definition: an audio-visual aid is an instructional device through which we impart instructions to the students, in which the message can be heard as well as seen, and that audiovisual aids are those in which the message can be heard as well as can be seen by the student. Audiovisual aids are those sensory or objects or images which initiate or stimulate and reinforce learning, that initiate, stimulate, and reinforce the learning of the students. That is the definition that is given by Bertrand. Carter V. Good has defined audiovisual aids. Audiovisual aids are those particular type of aids which help in completing the triangular process of learning, and that is helping to complete the triangular process of learning, that is motivation. The students will be motivated to learn. Classification means classification can be easily made, and stimulation. Inder as James has also defined audiovisual aids, and he stated that audiovisual aids are any device, it can be any device which can be used, that can be used to make the learning experiences, that is helping to make the learning experiences more concrete, more realistic, and more dynamic. Now, importance of audio-visual aids. Use of maximum senses means multi-sensory organs will be satisfied with the use of audio-visual aids, and that will definitely improve the learning process of the learner. It will make the learning concrete based on maxims of teaching from simple to complex, from concrete to abstract. Help in the process of attention. It is easy to gain the process of attention of the students when the teacher is teaching with the help of audio-visual aids. A good motivating force. Audio-visual aids are the good motivating force. Clarity of the subject matter. It is easy to clarify the subject matter with the use of audio-visual aid. Same time and energy of the teacher, meet the individual differences requirements of the learner, solve the problem of indiscipline in the class, help in the development of scientific attitude among the learner. Now, principles of audiovisual aids. They should be meaningful and purposeful. Means it should be purposeful according to the lesson plan which we are teaching to the students. They should be simple. Means the audiovisual aids to be simple. It should not be complicated. They should be accurate in every respect. They should be cheap. They should not be too much expensive. As far as possible, they should be improvised. They can be easily improvised. They should be larger enough to be properly seen by students. The size of the teaching aid should be such that every student can easily see through the audiovisual aids. Now, interest. Audio-visual utilization makes the learning procedure very easy. It makes the learning very easy, and its absence makes it disgusting. Its presence make the work of a privilege and its absence make it a punishment or a lack of source of knowledge. So the use of audiovisual aid is very necessary when the teacher is teaching a particular concept. The main job of the teacher is to create interest in the students for learning any subject or and with the help of the audiovisual aids, we are able to create interest of the learners in that particular topic or concept. So the use of audiovisual aids is to be necessary while teaching a particular concept. Then only we will able to gain the interest of the learners in that particular subject. Compressibility in selecting and using visual aid, we must try to choose things as aid which relate the new experiences with the past experiences. Means the selection of the audio visual aid should be such that the student is able to relate his past learning or experiences with the new or the current experiences of the learning and which are with the comprehension of the students who are to use it. Motivation, audiovisual aids motivates and create as act as a catalyst for learners as they make the learning process in the classroom interesting, especially in activity-oriented subjects for effective learning. Now, classification of instructional aid. It can be auditory, aids through activity, visual aids, traditional media, or its audio-visual aids. Now, auditory aids are radio, recording, mic, phonograms, megaphones, microphones, and capophones. Visual aids, non-projected, unprojected models, 3D materials, pictures, charts, family graphs, boards, cartoons, map, photographs, flashcards, illustrations, posters, printed material. Projected aids are epidoscope, slide projector, overhead projector, film projector, opaque projector, audiovisual aids, television, video, and sound motion pictures. Aid through activity, field trip, models, and exhibitions. Traditional media, puppets, drama, folk song, and folk dances. Now, radio. The most common form of public education and entertainment is radio. Means most of the people to educate them and to entertain them use the radio. The radio mission serves as a vital agency, important agency of mass education. If used effectively, we can effectively teach number of students at a particular time when we are using the radio as a basis or as an agency of teaching the students. Characteristics, one-way communication, authenticity, emotional impacts. Advantages, increase skill in listening. Good for mass education means number of the students can be taught at one particular time. Effective for distance education, radio will be very effective means of communicating the information or giving the knowledge to the students at the as when we are giving them the education through the distance mode. A good radio lesson can be recorded for use at any appropriate time, or we can also record a good radio lesson and that can be listened or used by the student at any appropriate time when he wants to use it. Now, disadvantages, the radio program may or may not be heard by students. It may be possible that sometimes it is not possible for the students to listen or to hear what the instructor is saying. The program may not seek attention as the person not having an eye to eye contact. Now, this is the biggest disadvantage because the students are not having an eye to eye contact with the instructor, and that's why they are saying that because of radio, we are not able to seek the attention of the learners. The person is not able to assess the ability of the student, how much they have learned the particular concept. It is very difficult to assess the knowledge of the student. The radio program may or may not be heard. Recording devices which can record and reproduce, means the recorder which can devices which can record and reproduce the information sound are also called recording devices, are also called as recording devices, and can be used to augment teaching in a classroom, and these recordings can be used by the students as to augment teaching in a particular classroom. Types of recording: phonograph record or disc record, wire recording or tape recording. Now, advantages of recording. Recording are two-way communication. Means when we are talking about a radio, it's a one-way communication. The instructor is saying and the learner is just listening. It eliminates the time adjustment problems of radio. Recording can be made to play at desire and teaching need. When the learner wants to learn, he can play that record and can learn easily. Recording offers a wide range of helpful material. The school can have its own recordings. Now, disadvantages may not be possible in every setting. Means it is not possible for that everything has to be recorded. Individual ability may not be evaluated by the teacher. The individual abilities we cannot assess. The teacher is not able to assess or evaluate the individual ability, how much they have learned. Eye to eye contact is not there. It is difficult for teacher to control the classrooms. It will seek less attention of the students. Now, tape recorder. A tape recorder is portable electronic gadget to record. Now, tape recorder is a portable which can be easily be taken to any place to record something. Reproduce. We can reproduce the information. Erase. We can erase the information that is not useful anymore and record sound on a magnetic tape. Now, advantages of a tape recorder. Tape recorder is commonly available if it is easily available, which are economical, which is not so much expensive. To use as recording can be erased and the tape can be reused. Being common household equipment, the tape recorder is easy to operate as it has only few controls. It is easy to operate a tape recorder. Tape recording provides flexibility for the teacher to attend and evaluate material. Means through the tape recording, it's giving the flexibility to the teacher to edit and to evaluate the material. On the spot, events can be recorded and played at an appropriate time for classroom instructions. Means any event can be recorded through it and it can be used or it can be played by the teacher when the teacher thinks that this is the appropriate time for showing the students that particular event. Tape recorder can make lesson enjoyable, means that will help the students to enjoy the lesson when used along with other visual aids for teaching music, phonics, oral reading, poetry, and recitation. Non-projective aids, graphs. It deployed numerical or quantitative relationship or statics data are presented in the form of visual symbols. When we are presenting the statistic data, quantitative relationship between two variables, we can show through its graph and it's a visual symbol. Exact specification depicts specially quantitative data. For analysis, we can analyze the data with the help of the graph. Comparisons can be made between two objects or things and interactions can be made. Types of graph: line graph, bar graph, simple bar graph, multiple graph, component graph, pie graph, and pictorial graph. Advantages: help to show numerical status, means with the help of graphs We can show number of numerical statistics. Help in explaining with the help of graph. We can explain variables, relationship between the different variables. The comparisons can be made. Comparison among two can also be easily made with the help of the graph. We can show uh, with the help of graph the national income of the country, that in 1995 the national income of the country is that, in 1971 is that. So we can make a comparison between two years also. Now disadvantages: only some statistical data can be debated. Lessons is not effectively grasped by students. It is known that with the help of the graph, the teacher or the student can easily grasp their lesson in an effective manner. And any simple mistake will change the whole status. Means if we are not sure or we have made some mistake in presenting the data in on the graph, then it will change the whole statistics. Now charts. Charts are the graphic teaching material. These are the graphic teaching material through which the teacher can teach. Defined as illustrative, usual media for depicting a logical relationship between ideas and supporting facts. Now that media means through chart we can defect a logical relationship. A logical relationship between two objects, between two variables, can be easily detected or made between ideas, between two ideas, and a supporting facts. According kind charts are the graphic aids, and we can call the charts as the graphical aids through which we can presenting something, depicting information, and these charts are being used to depict some information in the form of tables. We can show some tables, pictures, we can show some pictures, graphics, and diagrams related to that chart. Now, what are the different purposes of the use of chart? It is used to motivate the students. When the teacher is using the chart to teach the student, it will definitely motivate the students to learn that concept. It serves as an illustrative visual aid. It being called as a visual aid. It depicts logical relationship in it between main idea and supporting facts. It depicts a relationship between main idea and supporting facts. It is useful in teaching situation where breakdown of facts or a statement is to be listed. Means charts are very useful to teach difficult concepts into smaller facts, and a breakdown of facts or statement can be easily listed through the help of the chart. It is useful in showing points of comparison. Means chart can help to show the comparison, distinctions, and contrast between two or many things. It is useful in learning situations of depicting organizational and hierarchical structures. It is used for presenting abstract ideas in visual form. Advantages: charts are an effective tool for learning. It's an effective tool which makes the learning effective. They arouse interest in the students. It will definitely arouse the interest of the students in the teaching learning process. They are prepared in a very low cost, means the teacher has don't have to spend too much if the teacher is using charts as a teaching aid. They are portable, means they can be easily taken from one place to another and available for use and reuse, and we can use and reuse the charts. They are easily prepared and maintained. It is easy to prepare and maintain the chart. They are used to explain, means with the help of chart we can easily explain any concept, clarify and simplify the complicated subject matter. They attract attention and reduce the amount of verbal explanation. Now, disadvantages of chart. Chart cannot be used for a large group, means where the number of students are more than 40, 45. Here we cannot uh, possible to use a chart because the student who is sitting at the last is not able to see what is written clearly on the chart. They cannot be used for illiterate audience, and the chart cannot be used for this audience which is not literate. Now, diagrams. Diagrams is the simplified drawing of an object, product, applicable, or process to explore final points of the same, where we are going to explain the final points of some object, and diagram is the best way. A diagram is made to show relationship with the help of line, means we can show predict a relationship with the help of lines and symbols without the pictorial elements. We do not need have to have a pictorial elements in that. Now, pictures are the most commonly available graphic aids. Means pictures are the most commonly available visual aids, graphic aids that are used by the teacher. Pictures include photographs, painting, illustration, clipped from periodical magazines, newspapers, newsletter, publicity material, and claim. Now, maps. A map is a graphic aid, means it's a graphical aid presentation the proportionately as a diagram the surface of the earth, and which is used as a diagram for portraying the surface of the earth, world, or part. A map is an accurate representation of plane surface in the form of a diagram drawn to a scale. The details of boundaries of continent, countries, etc. So it's a graphical aid which is helping the students to understand the concept of that these are the continents, these are the boundaries of the different continents, these are the different countries, and these are the boundaries and specific features of a particular country. Now, cartoons. A cartoon is a meta pictorial presentation of reality, means it can be through that we can present the reality. It means learning from interesting and effective as it's draw a strong appeal to the emotion, and it is a strong appealing to the emotions of the learner. In short, a cartoon is a figurative and suitable crafting aid. In short, we can say that a cartoon is a figurative and a suitable graphic aid to teach the students. Flashcards are small cards of generally 25 to 30 centimeters. Means the size of these cards are very small, and it's generally 25 to 30 centimeter in size, which are shown for a few members, and that flashcards can be used to teach a few students or a few group members before the class. That can be used by the teacher before he is going to teach a particular concept to send across a message or impact an idea. Before starting the class, the flashcards can be used by the teacher to send across a message or impact an idea. The idea on the flashcard should be brief, means it's the idea which we want to share with the students with the help of flashcards. It should be brief, it should not be too long. So today we have understood the concept of audiovisual aids. Then we have understood that audiovisual aids, use of audiovisual aids by the teacher, help in understanding the concept, help in understanding the basic uh, realities of the teaching learning process to make it effective, to make the learning of the students complete, and it's also help in making the students motivated to learn. So for further references on this topic you can refer these books. Now let us discuss some MCQs related to the topic that we have discussed today as MCQs. are the best way to learn any particular concept or to judge how much you have learned that concept and what are the learning of outcomes of yours. Now the first one, chalkboard is a kind of aid. What is a chalkboard? Now it's A, audiovisual, it's an audiovisual aid. B, it's a visual aid. C, projected aid, or it's an audio aid. So what type of aid that chalkboard is? So the correct answer is option B, that it's a visual aid. Now, examples of audiovisual aids are, what are the specific examples of audiovisual aid? Now, the options are A. TV, whether it's a TV, B. Museum, whether it's a museum, C. Radio, or it's D. Both A and B means museum and radio. So, what is an example of audiovisual aid? So, audiovisual aid is that aid in which we can hear and see the things together. So, whether it's a TV, whether it's a music, or it's a radio. So, the correct answer will be option A, that is, TV is an audio visual aid. As in TV, we are simultaneously hearing and seeing the things that are being displayed. Now, educational radio is, options are A. Visual aid, whether an educational radio is a visual aid. Now, what is a visual aid? Where we see what is being presented. B. Audio visual aid, whether a radio is an audio visual aid, means where we see and hear the things simultaneously. Print media, it's a print media where the information is given in the printed form, or it's the non-print media, or it's an example of a non-print media. So students, these are the options. Now you have to select the correct one on the basis of the given choices, and the correct answer is yes, the correct answer is option B, that is an educational radio is a non-print media. When it is not possible to use real objects, where it is very difficult for the teacher, and it's not possible for the teacher to use real objects. The best teaching aid which can be used in place of real object. Which teaching aid can be used by the teacher to teach the students the concept, and which can easily replace the real object. Now the options are A. Pictures. Whether it is a picture means the teacher cannot show the real object to the student. The teacher can show a picture related to it. Whether this can be called the best teaching aid for that. Charts, the teacher can use the charts to display the things. Models, the teacher can use the model for that, or it's the photo, or the teacher can show the students the photo related to that real object. So these are the options. Now students, you have to select the correct answer on the basis of the choices that has been given here. And the correct answer will be, yes, the correct answer will be models, option C, that a teacher is use model as a best teaching aid which can be used in place of real objects. Now, which of the following is an example of audio aid? Now, there are some examples. Now, you have to select which is an example of an audio aid. Now, audio aid in which we hear something. Now the options are A. Linguaphone, B. Maps, C. Epidiscope, or it's D. Flashcard. Now we know that a flashcard is a card that has been given by the teacher, so this cannot be a audio aid. Maps, you have to give all the information related to the countries, the continents, the subcontinents are shown through the maps, so cannot be a audio aids because it is satisfying our visual needs. So the correct answer will be a lingua franca, in which we hear something that the information can be shared with the teacher by the teacher to the students through the audio message. Now, which is not related to audio visual aids means there are some examples, and these examples are related to audio visual aids. Now you have to select which is not come under this category. Now the options are A. DHP, B. Film, C. TV, or it's D. Computer. So these are the options. Now you have to select the correct one on the basis of the given choices, and the correct one will be yes, the correct answer will be DHP. Now why it cannot be a film? Because the film is an audio visual aid. Because in a film we see and hear the things what is going on. TV through TV also we can hear and see the things simultaneously. Computer computer is also an audio visual aid because we see the things presented through the on the monitor. It means it's a visual aid, and if we with the help of the speakers of the computer we can hear also. So it's an audio visual aid. So the correct answer will be option A, that is DHP. Now, audio visual aids facilitates. Options are A. Only motor, B. Multisensory, C. Only hearing, and it's D. Only visual. So, students, these are the options. Now, you have to select the correct one on the basis of the given choices. Now, the correct answer will be yes, the correct answer will be option B, that is multisensory. As we know, through audiovisual aid, the student can see and hear the things simultaneously. That's important first thing. So it cannot be a hearing where the student only hear what is being said. Only visual, it cannot be a visual because we are not just seeing the things that has been present. It's multisensory because it is satisfying our maximum senses. We hear, we see, and all the senses are involved in learning through audio visual aids. So the correct answer will be multisensory. Now, teaching of EVS while using audio visual aids means the teacher is teaching students the environmental studies, and while using audio visual aids the teacher is using audio visual aids to teach the environmental studies to the learners. It should keep in mind what should be in the mind of the teacher, that now the option are it should be topic specific, means the use of teaching aids should be related to the topic which the teacher is going to teach. It should be practically be done. It should relate principles, topics to daily life, and it should be the audiovisual aid should be related to the principles, topics to the daily life of the learner, or it's D, both A and B. that it should be topic specific and it should be practical. So the correct answer will be yes, the correct answer will be option C. That is, it should relate principal topics to daily life. Means the students will able to relate uh, the topic which has been taught by the teacher in the class to the daily life of the students. No. In order to teach about various types of pulses in the classroom, the teacher wants to teach the students the concept of various type of pulses, uh, which type of teaching aid or strategy should be used, which type of teaching aid or strategy should be used by the teacher to make them understand that these are the various type of pulses. Now the options are charts containing pictures of different pulses, means the teacher can show the students the different pictures of different pulses to make them understand this concept. B. Real objects. The teacher can take with him in the class the different pulses. Flashcard. The teacher can show the students the flashcards or it's due through the tape recorder. Now these are the options, students. A, B, C, D. Now you have to select the correct one on the basis of the given choices. Yes. Now what will be the correct answer? Yes, the correct answer will be option B, that is real objects. Now why real objects? Because it is uh, easy for the teachers to take the pulses into the classrooms, and with the help of the real object the learning of the students will be concrete. They will take interest and their learning will be permanent. Now, if a teacher does not use any kind of teaching aid, means the teacher has not used any kind of teaching aid to teach a particular concept to the learner. While teaching in the classroom, while the teacher is teaching in the classroom, he has not used any teaching aid. How will it affect his her teaching? How it will affect his or her teaching if it does not use any teaching aid to teach the student. Now choose the correct option. Now the options are it makes students passive and uninterested in studying. Now the students will not actively participating in the teaching learning process and they are not interested in what is going on. First thing, it is not necessary as a good teacher can make the lesson effective without the use of teaching aids. Means if you are considered as yourself as a good teacher, then make the lesson plan effective with the use of the teaching aids. Means it is that you have to use the teaching aid while teaching the lesson plans to the learner. It is advantageous to a teacher as he she can escape from the arrangement of teaching aids. Means if the teacher is taking the teaching aids into the classrooms, he has to decide where to place the teaching aids in the class so that everyone can easily see it. So if he is not taking that he or she is escaped from the arrangements of teaching aids in the class. It affects the learning domains of students by bringing down their learning rate. Now, it is affecting the learning domains of students by bringing down their learning rate. Now, these are the options, and now you have to select the correct one on the basis of the given choices. And the correct answer will be yes, the correct answer will be it affects the learning domains of students by bringing down their learning rate. Now, thank you, students. With this particular narration, you have understood the concept of audio-visual aids, instructional aids. Then we have made a classification of audio-visual aids on the basis of their uses. Then we have explained different aids. For example, we have explained you the concept of a radio, how the radio can be used effectively to teach. or it can be used in educational settings. What are the advantages and disadvantages of using that aid? Then we have discussed the flashcards, the use of flashcards by the teacher to teach a concept. Then we have discussed about the non-projected aids that can be used by the teacher. The use of map when a teaching aid, a map can be used. What the teacher can use when the teacher do not have the real objects or they cannot show the students the real objects in the class. Then we have understood that concept should be taught by the students, by the teacher to the students, by the use of models. Means a teacher can prepare a model and can take that model in the class, and this will definitely improve their learning. That learning will be a permanent, and students are motivated and interested in learning when the teacher is using different teaching aids in the class. So thank you students. Now in the next class we will discuss about the projective aids. Till then, thank you so much. Thank you for your patience listening.